So what do Trump's tariffs mean for Canada and Mexico? What are they all about? Why were they introduced? And how do they affect everyday people? Let's start with the basics. What exactly is a tariff? Think of a tariff as a tax, but instead of being paid at the cash register, it's charged when one country imports goods from another. For example, if a US company buys steel from Canada, the US government might add a tariff, say 25%. That makes the steel more expensive, which can affect businesses, prices, and even jobs. Back in 2018, former President Donald Trump introduced tariffs as part of his America First policy. He wanted to protect American industries by making foreign goods more expensive and encourage businesses to buy American instead. Two key tariffs came into play: tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum, and tariffs on Mexican goods. For Canada, the US imposed a 25% tariff on steel and a 10% tariff on aluminum. The Trump administration argued that cheap imports were hurting US manufacturers and even posed a national security threat. For Mexico, Trump threatened a 5% tariff on all goods: cars, electronics, avocados, you name it. The reasoning: immigration issues at the US-Mexico border. While that broad tariff never fully took effect, the threat alone was a big deal for businesses and consumers. So, how did these tariffs actually affect people? Let's break it down with examples. Imagine you're a Canadian steel company. With a 25% tariff slapped on your steel, US companies start looking for alternatives like buying from American suppliers. This hurts your business. On the flip side, US companies relying on Canadian steel had to pay more. And guess what? Those costs were often passed down to consumers, meaning higher prices on things like cars, appliances, and even soda cans. Now let's talk about avocados, one of Mexico's top exports to the US. If a 5% tariff had gone through, importers would have paid more to bring those avocados into the US. This could have meant pricier guacamole at your favorite taco spot. Of course, these tariffs didn't go unnoticed. Canada responded by imposing its own tariffs on US products like ketchup and bourbon. Mexico also hit back with tariffs on American pork and whiskey. It became a trade war, and no one likes those. Eventually, in 2019, the US, Canada, and Mexico reached a deal to lift these tariffs as part of the USMCA agreement, which replaced NAFTA, but the ripple effects of the tariffs lingered, impacting industries and trade relationships for years. Trump's tariffs on Canada and Mexico were a bold move to protect US industries, but they came with consequences: higher prices, strained relationships, and retaliation. While these tariffs are no longer in place, Trump is now threatening similar tariffs starting on February 1st, which could look a lot like these previous tariffs, or even worse. If you found this breakdown helpful, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the Coin News, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss more content like this. Got questions or thoughts? Drop them in the comments, we'd love to hear from you.